Okay, for this one, it's a little different. I'm not really restoring something. I am maintaining something that I restored before. Okay, this is my 20-inch planer with an indexible carbide cutter head. It's worked very well for me since I restored it. However, now I think the belt is slipping. So the first thing we have to do is determine if that is the problem, and then we got to determine what to do to fix it. Here, I'll kind of show you what I mean. When I feed some stock in, it will stop feeding. The rollers will physically, the in and out feed rollers will physically stop moving. The cutter head's still spinning, but the rollers stop moving. Let's see if I can show you what I mean here. Hey, if you find yourself enjoying this kind of content and want to see more, why don't you mash down on that subscribe button? That helps us immeasurably. And then maybe punch the like button and give us a thumbs up and maybe comment and stuff. That helps us bring you more content like this. And now, due in part to the overly litigious society in which we reside, listen to my robot.
Danger, Will Robinson! Danger! No, Will Robinson! Danger!
I got to figure out what's going on. Now, I'll give you kind of an idea of how this all works here. So here you can see inside here the belts go from the motor up to the cutter head. And the cutter head transfers that power over to this side on the gearbox. So what I'm going to do is take this cover off and then determine what's not working right. Alright, so as I recall, there's a series of 10mm bolts I gotta take off to get this cover off. So we'll start here. One, two, three, four. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. I do have it unplugged for safety, so don't get on me for that. And I have this power switch here is attached to this cover, so I won't be able to remove the cover very far. I'll just place it right here for now. Okay, so here's how this works. The power comes across from the cutter head, and this gear here has a bearing on it. It does not turn with the cutter. All this stuff here is made to slow down the speed of the cutter head's turning about 2,000 RPM, to slow that down for the feed rollers, the infeed and outfeed rollers. So this is an idler. It's bearing, has a bearing here. It does not spin with the cutter head, it spins with all this other stuff that I'll show you now. So the cutter head comes over to here. This belt drives this very large pulley down here. That pulley necks down to another belt in here, which drives this pulley here. This pulley has a gear on it that drives this gear here. This gear has a gear on it inside here that drives this gear, and this gear drives both of these, the infeed and outfeed rollers. Okay? The infeed and outfeed rollers are a slightly different size, that's why the gear is size. So all of this stuff here just gears down the 2,000 RPM to the, I don't know, 8 or 10 RPM of the inside rollers. So let's try and see what is slipping when we do this. It's very dangerous to have this cover off. I'm going to be extremely careful. All right, I'll plug her back in. Turn her on. Okay, I found out which one's slipping. It's the inside belt that is slipping on the lower pulley here. So I have diagnosed the problem. Where is it slipping? That's where it's slipping. Okay, so let's get to finding that here. Let's see how we're going to do this. Okay, that's this guy. He's tight. This belt is pretty loose here. Either a new belt, a shorter belt, or an adjustment is in order, I think, here. Let's see what we have here. I can't move them both because this gear, this here needs to be up so that these gears engage correctly. So let's get these guys out of here. So if I move this down, it's going to tighten this belt. Okay, it's going to tighten both belts at the same time. So what does that mean? That can't go down at all, right? That guy's got to remain tight because he needs to remain tension. Okay? So what if I move this guy up? Can I move him up at all? Nope, he's fully engaged. I cannot move him up. Let's see. What if I can't move that guy down? Right? Nope. So he's where he needs to be. He can't move. This end can't move. That means, and those, if I slide that, no, that guy, that's just holes. So all of my adjustment is down here. Let's see what I can do. I'm gonna unplug her again. All right, I'll get you in kind of close here. What is slipping is this belt is slipping on that pulley. Makes sense because that pulley's small and you know there's a lot of tension on this guy here. All right, so I need to tighten this belt. How can I tighten that belt? Well, I could get a shorter belt, just a tiny bit shorter, okay? Or if you look down in here, these bolts right here, here and here are in slots, so I can pull this down. My issue is when I pull that down to tighten the tension on this belt, I'm also tensioning this belt, and this belt's already pretty tight. Okay, so there is no way, because of the way this thing is constructed, that I can tighten these belts independently. Okay, this shaft right here is on both of these belts. Okay, and this guy has no adjustment, so he always stays the same. So I think what I'm going to do is just loosen these bolts and try to tighten this. I'll just tighten both of them a little bit and see if that helps. All right, so I'll reach in here, and I have to use a wrench because I can't get at them any other way. And I'll loosen these guys. And they are just threaded into the casting, so there's no nut on the other end. Okay, now Yeah, he's loose. I'm gonna have to apply downward force on this guy whilst I tighten him. Okay, here's what I've kind of come up with on the spot here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick this wooden spacer in here. I'm gonna get a pry bar, also known as a screwdriver, and I'm gonna apply downward pressure on this guy while I tighten these bolts. Okay, I'm putting downward pressure on there. I'm going through this hole. I'm gonna tighten this bolt while I'm applying the pressure. Now I'm going to rotate this so I can get to the other bolt. Here we go. I'm going to try to continue to apply pressure when I tighten that other bolt. Okay. I don't know if it feels any tighter. It does feel a little tighter. Tighten these bolts down nice and snug. Oh yeah, she feels a lot tighter. Tighten these bolts down nice and snug. Okay, hopefully that solves my problem. Let's see if that indeed did. Okay, I'm going to leave this cover off just in case it didn't solve my problem. And we are going to run these guys again, see what happens. Here we go. That seemed to have done the trick. You'll notice on that last pass that I took, I really took a big chunk. You heard the motor bog down, and that's normally where it would stick, and it did not stick. So I'm going to say problem solved. I'm also going to hit the 2 grease zerks here on the cutter head with some grease as long as I'm in here, and we'll put it back together. All right, no mystery here on putting her back together. As per my usual, what I kind of tell you guys all the time when you're doing this kind of stuff is you want to start all the bolts first and then tighten them down, okay? If you tighten one down, you can't line up the holes and that kind of stuff. So I'm just starting all these bolts, and I'll go back with the impact and very carefully tighten them down, okay? So I want to start all of them. Some want to start, some don't. Okay. Start them by hand, and you can push and tug on this thing a little bit to get them all lined up. Some of them don't want to line up as it sits. All right, here we go. And when you get them started, make sure you get them started. If you get them started cross, you put the impact on them, you're getting a new bolt, or you're tapping the casting, or you're doing something. Moving up from a 10 millimeter to a 12 millimeter, if you know what I'm saying. Ask me how I know. Here we go. All right, let's hit them all. have this set on the lowest torque setting, and I'm just kind of creeping up on them. Here we go. It's all put back together. All right, there you go. Short one this week. I'm glad it worked out. My step after this would, of course, been to buy a shorter belt, but like a 1/4 of an inch or a 1/2 inch shorter, the smallest shorter belt I could get to put more tension on that. I'm gonna watch this really close next couple of hours of use, and you know, make sure nothing's heating up, nothing's rubbing the belts, whatever. I should buy a new belt for that anyhow. That's the same belt, I believe, that came by with it. So anyhow, that's all there is for this week. Join me in the future for some more repairs, restorations, more whatever. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, the bell button. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors' friends, whatever. Thanks again for joining me. We'll see you next week.